Hey everyone, it's Mary Catherine from CrochetChiq.com. This is our last and final round of our hat. I went ahead and already did about a little over half of the hat so you can see what the edge looks like. It's really subtle, but it's just a little bit of a curve. I really like it. I think it adds like a little bit of femininity to it. You can see the curve right like that. It just makes it a little more different than like your average beanie. A little more chic in my opinion, especially once you add like a big flower or some rhinestones, gemstones. You want to add a bow to it. It just, I don't know. I like the little touch that it adds. It's basically, it's like a shell stitch. You can use it in scarves, clothing, edging for blankets. It's really pretty. So what we're going to do is where I left you before, you're supposed to slip stitch in and you're starting the round. This round, we're not going to chain up. We're going to forget all about that. And what we're basically going to do is we're going to learn how to do a double crochet stitch, which is very similar to the half double crochet stitch, and I don't think you'll have any problem with it, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, we're going to skip the next stitch, and we're going to go into the next one. We've got 3 loops on the hook, 1, 2, and 3. What we're going to do is we're going to yarn over again, and we're going to hold on to the first 2 loops, and we're going to pull through them only. So now we have 1 and 2 on the hook, okay? Then we're going to yarn over and pull through the other 2. That basically is what a double crochet is. But we're going to do 3 of these in one stitch. So we're going to yarn over. We're going to go through that same hole. We've got 1, 2, and 3 on the hook. We're going to hold it. We're only going to go through 2. We've got 2 more. There we go. Now we've got 2 double crochets in the same stitch. We need 3. We're going to yarn over. We're going to go through our first 2. Now we've got 1 and 2. Good, now we have 3. We need 3 inside of each one. So basically what we need to do next is we're going to skip a stitch, and then we're going to go to the next one and just slip stitch it, okay? So we've got 2 things on the hook, and we just pull the one that's closest to the hook through the one that's furthest. That's our slip stitch. We've been doing that at the beginning of all the different rounds. At the end of all the rounds to join them. And now we do it for the hat. Just in between, it helps to make this kind of rounded edge. If I hold it at an angle, it's really hard to tell. But it just, it's not very major. Like if we were to do triple crochet or add more in there, it would be a really big kind of change, which looks really pretty on some things. But just for this hat, I wanted to keep it simple and just, flirty, but not like, oh my gosh, look at me. I'm like so delicate and intricate that it's going to take me forever to make it. So let's go ahead and do a couple more of these so that way we know what we're doing. We're going to yarn over. We're going to skip this one and we're going to go into here. We're going to go through the first 2, then go through the next 2. We're going to yarn over. We're going to go through that same hole. Try to get real close. That way you can actually see what I have. I have 1, 2, and 3 on the hook. We're going to go through the first 2. This is how I'm holding it. I'm holding it right here. No, it's like really hard to show you exactly what I'm doing. I never realized how much work everyone puts into these videos. Anyway, so you're going to go through. We've got 2 loops on the hook, okay? We're going to go through, and there you go. So we've got 2 now in the same thing, so we need to go through one more time. We've got 3 on the loop. We're going to yarn over again. We're going to hold these first 2. Now we've got 2 more on the loop. We're going to go through all the way. Now that we have our 3, we want to skip this stitch right here. And oops, let me get my crochet hook out. We're going to go through and we're going to do a slip stitch. And just kind of pull it through like that. Then we're going to yarn over. We're going to skip the next stitch and go through. Going to pull up through 2 stitches, then pull up through the other 2. We're just going to keep repeating this pattern the entire way around the hat until we get to the end. Make my yarn nice and loose. I don't like it when I start to feel tension when I'm working with it because it seems that it will make your stitches very uneven and it's just not, it's not as easy to work with. Got it through. We go through. You don't want to half double crochet it or single crochet it on accident by adding an extra loop in. It's going to make the curve even less and then it might look just kind of like a squiggly line like you messed up because you didn't know what you're doing as opposed to like an intentional little curve. You don't want that. So again, I just did my slip stitch. I'm going to skip one, and then I'm going to the next one. And we're going to go through two, and then we're going to go through two more. I'm going to yarn over again. We're going to go through two, and then we're going to go through two more. And you guys just heard my grandfather clock, so you know that I'm filming this at 11 o'clock. All right, we're going to go through another time, and we're going to pull through two, and pull through two more. That completes that shell stitch. We're going to skip this one, and then we're going to go to this one. Then we're going to yarn over, and as you can see, I'm getting right to my next one. This is going to be my last for the hat. Like I said, I started before you, so you're going to have more shell stitches to do than what you just saw me do. But I'm confident after, if you've made it this far in the hat, you should have no problems with what we're doing, and you can always rewatch if you need to. And even if not, if you can't see what I did well enough, or you feel like I didn't explain it to the way that you like to learn it, just put in crochet shell stitch on YouTube, and you will find so many videos on it. It's great. You can find a lot of really great tutorials online. So don't feel like just because you didn't understand the way I did it that you're not going to understand it on YouTube. Go ahead and search. I encourage you to search and find the one person that explains it in the way that makes it easy for you, because everyone has a different learning style. So let's see. I'm almost done with this hat. I want to hurry up and get the last two stitches done. Last two double crochets. So let's we've got our yarn over. We're going through. We've got 3 loops on the hook right there. 1, 2, and 3. Pull through 2. Pull through 2 more. We got 1 more. Yarn over. Go through that same hole. We're going to pull through 2. We're going to yarn over. We're going to pull through 2 more. Now here we only have 1 more stitch, so it's a little doesn't follow the pattern exactly. What you're going to do is you're just going to slip stitch into this hole right here. And see how you saw, I don't know if you could see that, my arm went like this. I'm constantly, like, that's like second nature to me to yarn over. So when I do a slip stitch, I have to stop myself. It's kind of fun. You always want to make sure you don't do it, because if you do it, it won't be such a great thing of a shell. So here we go. That's our cute little hat. Let me show it to you. Let me pull this out real quick. So it doesn't look exactly, because it's different yarn, as you can see. It's different yarn than the last hat I made. It doesn't look exactly the same, but it's still pretty cute. You can always add it to make it be longer. I think with this yarn, it actually came out a little bit shorter than the first one I made, so I might add another row into it, which is really easy. You can add the extra row. I would add after the decrease row. And instead of going right into this shell stitch, I would go into just 1/2 double crocheting each. But it's actually really cute. I like it. I'm probably gonna, I might add another thing showing you how to add in an applique. Let me show you how to finish the hat now that I have hat head and you can see my hair being all frizzy. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take some scissors, what I'm doing right now, and you're gonna cut your yarn. And so you've got this loop that your hook was in. Sorry, it's bothering me. I could totally see my hair's all messed up. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to pull that big huge loop that I did down around. We're going to pull the yarn through. And you're just going to pull the yarn through. And you're going to pull it tight, kind of like a knot. Now there's a couple ways to end your cap. You can get out a daring needle, or daring needle, I'm not sure how you say it. It's D-A-R-I-N-G. Or like a yarn needle. You get them at pretty much any craft store, Walmart, anywhere that you would find yarn, you will be able to find this needle. And it's basically, it's not pointy, it's very blunt at the end. And then it has a really big eye so that you can fit the yarn through. This yarn though is pretty thick, and I don't actually have one that thick. So what I do is when I don't have my yarn, or I'm like out and about and I'm doing something and I didn't think to bring my yarn, you can actually use your crochet hook. It's a little harder, but you can do it. So basically I have it right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick my hook through the next little hole, and I'm just going to put the yarn through. And basically what we're doing is, with the hook or the needle, we're sewing it through a couple of spots so then we can cut it out and then you don't have to worry. Some people like to glue their yarn on the inside. There's like a bazillion ways to finish off a project. I've heard that every way that the particular person does is the right way. This way, I don't know how many people actually use the crochet hook to put it in and out. I just do it probably out of mainly laziness because I don't always carry my thing with me, or not because, I mean, I've got enough stuff in my purse, diapers, and everything. So I did that once. I want to go down because I don't want the little part that I'm going to cut to kind of stick out if I wear the hat and about. I don't want people to see that. So I normally try to go up to about here. It doesn't really matter how far you go up, just as long as you go through a couple of stitches, like I just showed you one. I'm gonna go through this part of the shell, and you just grab it and hook it. Just when you're in the front part of the hat, don't skip a bunch of stitches and go like over here, because you're gonna be able to see that. You want to go to the next nearest hole, and then you won't be able to see it, and it's not a big deal. And then when you're done, all you do is you trim it, and you are good to go. And you've got this wonderful little hat that you can wear. You can also add, like I said, you can add a bunch of different appliques is the word I was thinking of to it. And it's just, not sure I like the way it's fitting right now. You can add appliques to it. If you go to youtube.com, which is what you're already on, go up to the search bar and put crochet applique. You're going to see you're going to find videos, how-tos, how to make a bow, how to make a flower, how to make a butterfly, how to make a rainbow, how to make just about anything that you could ever imagine making out of crochet you can make, and then you can just add it pretty much wherever you want. You can add it all over. It's really cool and really neat. Don't let whatever I do be the way that you think that you have to do it. Just do something that shows your personality. You can also get like big giant rhinestones and go around the edge, like where every part there's a scallop. I was thinking about doing that. You sew it on with some thread. You don't even have to get yarn if you're sewing something like that on because you won't be able to see it. Just do whatever makes you feel great, and I'll see you again next time, okay?